comment on facilities this evening. All right, so we'll move to the first item, which is obsolete items for review. We have A through G. Are there any comments on any of those items? Questions? So we will move those forward to the 8/21 meeting. Third item is the school bus bid. Mr. Goddard.
Good evening. This makes the third year in a row that we're coming to purchase new buses. After the purchase of these, we'll be a third of the way through replacing the entire fleet. I'll come back to you at a later time at facilities and give you an update on the age of the actual age and average mileage again after we get the new buses in and everything's in place. Before you received you should have it in your board, in your documents, the spreadsheet showing the different prices that we received from the different vendors. There were 4 bidders on most of the buses. Only one did not bid the 72 passengers. They don't deal in 72 passenger buses. And we did receive pricing for purchase of our trades from Mathis and Sons also. He wanted to buy the buses outright. So after we went through everything, Sean and I reviewed it, Carl and I reviewed it, then Sean and I reviewed it, and to get the best money for the district, the cheapest price and everything, with moving the different trades around. It ended up with going with Don Brown for the 18 passengers with no trades, Roar Bus for the 30 passenger buses with only 1 trade. Wolfington will be getting international buses this year, 5 of them, and those will be purchased from Wolfington, and we have 5 trades for them. They had the best prices for them. And then Mathis and Son is going to be buying 3 buses at $600 each, which ends up being the best. We get the best deal with taking those purchases that way. Somebody asked me before the meeting, what are they going to buy and do with them that are there? They're going to buy them. They're going to pick them up the day after the board meeting that they're approved on the 22nd, and they're going to an auction in western Pennsylvania the first week of October already. So then from there, they're going to Florida, getting on a boat, they're going to Central America. That's what he told me. So that's what they're anticipating. So then the next sheet will be the different motions pertaining to all that information, and the first motion on there also is for the purchase of 4 9-passenger vans from Penske GMC Truck in Shillington, $41,032.50 a piece, and that is being purchased through the CoStar contract 26-001. Other than that, the rest are there listed. It shows you the cost minus the trades, all the motions, and in the overall picture, we are under budget by $24,000. So, any questions on any of it? Yes.
I just have one, Brian. Wolfington,
Yes.
On bus 62 and bus 68, it looks like they're offering a higher number than Mathis and Sons. Can you comment to that?
That's just what they offered as a trade. Wolfington offered us 16.
12, right? Looks like $1,200 a piece as opposed to the $600.
They'll only take the number.
But they'll
of trades
they'll
that the
only
buses
take-
we're buying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
That was the
That's what I was
stipulation,
looking
right,
for.
that was the stipulation in all of them, that they would only take trades for the ones they're selling.
Gotcha.
And that's how it ended up. And one of them specifically said they wanted this trade and this trade, this trade and this trade for their buses. So, we had to honor that. It was in their bid the way it was. But most of them bid it that way, that they only take certain ones and certain price,
Thank you.
Yes,
In
sir.
general, what is the increase this year over last year's prices for these buses? For instance, the 72 passenger, which obviously.
72 actually is a little bit lower than last year. The wheelchair bus, that one is up higher than I anticipated. I thought it would come in around 60, it came in 63, so. The wheelchair buses, they have, the wheelchair units themselves are a little bit more expensive than they were in the past, but that was the only one that really changed. We got a real good price on the 9-passenger. We had gotten a price from Wolfington on the contract, and I believe last year somebody asked us to, with co-stars, if we can go play one against the other. Well, we did that, and we saved a couple $1,000s each on each van by doing that, because the Penske came in for the same identical van, a couple $1,000s cheaper under the co-star contract. Any other questions? If not, I look forward to being able to order them on the 22nd, because Sean's looking for the POs the next day.
Actually, can I
Yes.
ask one question? You had talked about how by going on this schedule and replacing these buses, that it's going to save us because the old outdated buses are costing us so much more in maintenance. When is a good time to kind of look at compare those savings, compared, if you look at, say, 3 years that we were paying for those costs versus now because we're doing these changes, do you know what I mean, to see how much better we're making out?
Yeah, that I can put together when I put together the average ages, things like that. I can pull the costs from maintenance from last year and see what it's like now versus what it was before we had started this whole thing.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And I'll try to pull the costs and we'll compare it that way. The other thing with the minibuses, since we've been changing them all over to gasoline, and that's over the whole industry seems to be changing back to gasoline, we won't be plugging them in the winter anymore, so that's going to be a cost saving in itself in electricity. That we don't have to plug them in to keep them warmed up to start. We don't have the diesel gelling up or anything like gasoline will do that. So that's a savings in itself there too. So, and don't have the trip hazards all over the parking lot over there in the morning.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions? So we'll move that forward as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And that's our last item. Any public comment?
Sue Furlong, West Rock Hill Township. I appreciated his presentation, and one thing I picked up from it that I found very interesting was that he used co-stars to go against the vendors, and he said he saved several $1,000s. A meeting or two ago, when I noted that the camera equipment for the TV station was not bid out, I was told that, oh, well, we went to co-stars, as if that was the final word. So I just want to make the point again, co-stars is not the final word, and when we are purchasing equipment, it needs to be bid out as to save the taxpayers money and spend it very efficiently. So co-stars is not the final word. Even when you are dealing with co-stars, you can ask that vendor, is that your best price? I think we need to be very vigilant in how we're spending the money. And I would like for us to bid out things. I would like for us to challenge co-stars. And I would like for us to play the vendors against co-stars, just as this gentleman did. I compliment him. I think he did a great job.
He didn't do that. He had 2 companies that were both under co-stars.
And that's my point. I was told, oh, we're doing co-stars, as if that was the final word.
And that's what
And
he
my
did this-
response
and that's what
was,
he did this time.
excuse me, and my response was, many times, co-stars is not the lowest source.
It was this time.
Yes, it was this time. We don't know if it was the last time because we didn't bid. Thank you.
Thank you. That adjourns the meeting.